Hey and welcome back to Kallerhult Creations. In this video you'll see how I completely demolish a vintage leather bag that I found at a thrift store for 10 Swedish crowns. It's a bit less than a pound and a bit more than $1. I just cut out one of the sides. It was a nice piece of leather that I knew would be big enough to work as a Fauxdori. So after I cut out the piece of leather I wanted to use, I simply just trimmed down the edges, and I used a ruler just to get a straight line, otherwise I pretty much just eyeballed it. Finished trimming the edges, I want to add a pattern, so I used my ruler in the beginning just to have an even space between the lines, and eventually I just kind of eyeballed it as well. This tool that I'm using is it's used to etch in letters and patterns on metallics and different kind of stuff. I bought it really cheap at a store, so I'm just using it to make indentions in the leather. And I want to make a trifold, so I used my little list for April just to mark out where I should punch the holes. I've added a small owl here on the elastic just because I like owls, and as you can see, this is the leather that I cut out from the bag, and I've decorated it, or what is it called, some kind of pattern here. And I suppose this is where it used to be like a stick or something here, but I kind of like it. It's a vintage look, and also I kept the edges pretty rough. So let's dive into it and see what I've done inside. I wanted to have a trifold since the inserts are probably gonna get a bit bulky, and I didn't want any of the inserts sticking out, so therefore I made a trifold. And I think it's quite fun because as I said before, I think I bought this bag in a thrift store. So the original owner's name and phone number is actually still on the inside of the leather, and I thought it would just be a fun detail to keep. So the inserts I have made and easily decorated. For the moment, these are like projects or trips or something that I want to have a dedicated place for planning and decorating and yeah, so forth. So we have one insert with the changes we're going to do to my son's playhouse, and we've already started a bit, so we have some notes from when we went shopping, what we're going to do and stuff. This will be filled out, and I'm gonna put lots of pictures in, so forth. The second insert is for my room of requirement, or my office if you would like to say, and I'm just going to write down how I would like to organize it, and how I can keep it tidy. I am a pretty messy person, and I need a structured environment to keep it organized and to keep it tidy. So here I'm just going to write down the changes I want to make and stuff like that. So everything related to my room requirement will go into this insert. And then we have one for me and my friend's trip to London, which I'm really looking forward to. And so far I've just made a small map with some of the shops we want to go to, or places like London Zoo and the Natural History Museum and stuff like that. And Paper Chase, if you have any suggestions on good stationery shopping in London, please let me know, either in a comment below or on Instagram or something. I will be really happy and thankful. Yeah, and just some notes, and this is going to be filled in much more later on. And then I have a fourth one, which is undedicated, and there's nothing in it as of now, so we'll see what kind of project will be housed in this one. And also I'm going to cut down the excessive elastics, because I don't like this flobbly bop thing. Yeah, so this is my very first Fauxdori. Oh, I just lied. I made a Fauxdori with duct tape and some other stuff. But this is my first pretty Fauxdori, because the other one is but ugly. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's really simple to make your own. The only thing I'm not so crazy about is the edges get pushed in or dragged in by the elastic, and I think it's partly because the leather is really floppy, it's not sturdy at all, and perhaps the elastic is a bit too strong, or I have tied it too tight or something, but still I want the inserts to be in their place. So yeah, I think it's just something I have to get used to. I was contemplating whether or not I should put some kind of a spine in here to keep them more straight like this, but no. And also I didn't want to put too much work into it, because that's one of my downsides. I tend to overdo things and actually mostly just overplan things, and then they won't get done, because in my mind I have like 10 extra steps I want to take for every project. It's like when I have a commission that I'm going to draw, when the client is satisfied, I would gladly put down another 3 or 4 hours on the project, which is really lousy in terms of being a self-employed person. You should be more efficient. Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm trying to work on, to not call it quits, but be satisfied. This is what I've done in a small amount of time, with a small amount of money, and it's great. Of the circumstances, it is a really good thing that I have made, actually. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you would give this video a thumbs up, I would be very happy. If you leave a comment down below, I would be even more happy. And if you would subscribe, I would absolutely be thrilled. Have a lovely day. Hej då!